I'm standing here in one of my guest rooms, which has been doubling as a study for me because I've been letting our son, who just graduated from college, use my usual study because it has a television. And today I've sat on a chair in this room most of the day and looked at this window. And if you can see behind me, and I think you can, those look like stripes on the curtains, and they're not. The sunlight is coming through the slats of the blinds, and then the curtains are, in graceful curves due to the way curtains hang, and the stripes are bending around the curtains, if you will. That's just light. That's just light making a pattern from the slits of the blinds. And it made me think, as I let you see that background behind me, it made me think about the double slit experiment and about light passing through things and all the quantum observation that goes along with that. Is light a wave or a particle? And it also made me think, even though technically it's not really the light here necessarily that's bending, it's the backdrop that's bending and the light's just going with it. But it made me think about the fact that light itself does bend. It's called refraction when it's going from one medium into another. And then even out in space, it's called gravitational lensing. And that's when a really dense object actually bends light. And so, I don't know. I've just been watching that every now and then today as the patterns change. The the slits the bands of light got wider as the afternoon progressed. And it was the simplest of thoughts, but I thought, light bends. How amazing is that? Light bends. Light bends around dense objects. Light bends when it changes medium. And it's the simplest of lessons. It's the simplest of graces. But it seemed very poignant to me that something as energetic, as absolute as light. Light has physical properties. Light is science itself. Light is everything. It's the root of classical and quantum physics. It's light. You can spend all day gathering data about light with great accuracy. It's mathematically sound. It's scientifically sound. And yet, light, kind of the central thing in the whole universe, bends. Light bends. It made me think that our concept of what's absolute is not always God's concept. Absolute is absolute. Truth is absolute. And I'm not taking away from absolute truth, but I am telling you, light bends. And I believe God's light knows how to be absolute and bend to meet people. Bend to meet them where they are. Bend to meet them in pain and dysfunction. Bend to meet them in reality. Light itself is even today preaching to me. A God who doesn't need our help to enforce anything because He Himself knows how to meet people. He Himself knows how to connect with people. He Himself knows that His light will bend to the person or the object or the massive roadblock or whatever it is. We just need to connect it with light. So whatever you're going through today, I believe that God wants you to know that His desire is for you to be connected to His light, and He's not making you do hard things to try to come to Him. He wants to come to you wherever you are. Light bends. If you think I'm a foreign medium to Him, I don't know if His light can pass into where I'm at. It can. It can. It'll adjust. He'll come to you. He's done the work to come to all mankind at the cross. But that in itself doesn't even It does demonstrate the heart of God if we really, really, really look at the cross. But I fear we've made it just a part of the boxes we tick of the right beliefs of the Christian faith, when in fact, it's the door into the Father heart of God, who's good, who loves you, who sees you, who knows you, and who knows how to bend his light to enfold everything in your universe. We're all complex individuals, and there's a lot going on. There are a lot of complex issues, but light bends. The absolute bends. The absolute graces. The absolute comes to where you are. The absolute doesn't sit back and say, come explore me. I am the way I am. You come to me. It comes, it lenses itself around the big things in your path. And it adapts to the medium that you are. Be encouraged today with a simple fact. Light bends. God's light knows how to find you. If you can't walk the straight line that you think religion has laid out and said you must, just trust his heart, and he will enfold, he will bend his love around you once again.